Probably the fastest man to ever wear the Garnet Black uniform, the Black Sea.
You couldn't write that down, make a script of that weekend. I had to, the touchdown signal, all of that, right?
And then he finally followed me back. I was like, dude.
All I got was, Birdman, I didn't know you were a me guy, huh? Coming out of high school, I'm 5'9". I'm barely pushing 160. Cars out there, windows down, music blasting, and basically everybody in 5 Points was out on that street.
Tailgate Talks is proudly presented by our title sponsor, Green's Beverages, South Carolina's go-to spot for all things beer, wine, and spirits. This episode is brought to you by the High Rise Beverage Co. Real fruit-infused THC and CBD seltzers with zero artificial flavors or colors. Born in South Carolina, High Rise is here to help you elevate every moment, from the tailgate to game day. Sip smart, sip local. Buy High Rise Beverage Co. at your nearest Green store today. All right, Gamecock fans, this season we're raising a glass to bold flavors and even bolder conversations. Tailgate Talks is fueled by Bullet Bourbon, the official bourbon of backyard grills, pregame huddles, and postgame victory toast. Whether you're sipping it neat or mixing up Gamecock-style old-fashioned, Bullet's smooth finish keeps the tailgate vibes rolling. So pour one, press play, and let's talk some football. Bullet Bourbon, Frontier Whiskey for Gamecock Nation.
All right, what's up, tailgaters? We are sitting here, a little postseason action. Everything just finished up. These conference games were pretty darn cool, and how the college playoff shook out. I am one glad guy that Bama got in. Obviously, Georgia winning the SEC. Really to no surprise going into the year. We knew they were going to be a pretty good team, but I think the biggest surprise is sitting here with the number one seed in the college football playoff, the Hoosiers. Who'd have thought that? But just a lot of cool stuff going on. Obviously, there's a lot of speculation that South Carolina has a new offensive coordinator. Has not been announced yet to this minute. Might be here in a few minutes. But looks like Kendall Briles from TCU will be coming to our Gamecocks to lead our offense. And boy, does he have some weapons, which I'm really excited to see. We let go of Marquell Blackwell, running backs coach. Some of the stuff I'm reading is that the running backs coach from TCU will be coming as a package deal. Don't hold me to it. Also, some cool stuff is that the opener just got announced. So Carolina will be playing Kent State this year or next year as the opening game, and that's a smart decision. Yeah, let's stop playing Virginia Tech and really good football teams. We already have a tough enough schedule. So sitting here, but I mean, more exciting stuff is freaking South Carolina and Shane Beamer landed a top 15 recruiting class. It signed 15 or 16 guys. I think it was one of the highest rated per star average players in the country, which is pretty damn good given that we had a small class and obviously the new landscape of college football with transfers and all this and all that. Lennon Duckworth, the offensive lineman Gray, the edge rusher Walker from Dutch Fork. I mean, a lot of really cool stuff happening. And obviously not having the season we had, there was worries, I think, on all fronts that we were going to lose some of these recruits and, some guys are going to be transferring, but it seems like Beamer has rallied the troops and we're sitting here looking pretty darn good. Stephen and I talk a lot about playing different sports and different stuff like that. But I think one of the coolest things is that 4 of the top 5 players in the state of South Carolina stayed home, came here to USC, and the only other one went up to the school in the upstate. So a lot of cool stuff. Basketball is well underway. Our women are kicking butt, and our men are hanging in there. SEC play starts up here in just a few weeks. But I don't have, as you guys can tell, do not have my counterpart here to do jokes with, so I am solo, and I'm going to make this quick. And speaking of quick, we have one of the most electric, fastest men to ever play football at the University of South Carolina on this week. You guys have to tune in and listen fast because it's going to be here and gone. Damiere Byrd joined us and told stories about Coach Spurrier, told stories about my counterpart, Steven Garcia. Just a lot of cool stuff. Him coming down from New Jersey and not really know many guys in his recruiting class and all that stuff. And obviously his official visit was Bama game 2010. So pretty easy selling point there. But just a really fun episode. And obviously catching up with guys that we played with are really recent to our era of football is always good. And Damiere's up to some really cool stuff. He's living in Charlotte. He owns a roofing company. So if you're in Charlotte, hit your boy up. But no, just a really great episode, and hope you guys all enjoy. Remember, like, subscribe, do all the things you can do on social media and YouTube and all this and all that. And Steven and I will keep bringing you guys some of the best Gamecock content out there. So hopefully you guys tune in this week and check out this week's episode with Damiere Byrd. We're joined this week here by probably the fastest man to ever wear the Garnet and Black uniform, the Black C, Damiere Byrd. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys?
I appreciate
Love
you
to see
joining
you, man.
us.
Yeah, great to see y'all too. It's been a minute.
I'll tell you what, I felt weird sending him a DM. I was like, actually, I think didn't I quote tweet you or something like we need to get you on the pod?
Yeah.
And then he finally followed me back. I'm like, dude, what the
I don't know what happened. I've always followed you. I don't know, maybe because I always see your stuff pop up, all your tweets. So I guess it just always my timeline, and I thought I followed you, and it didn't.
Well, I mean, I felt bad because then, Pat sends a group text to me and you, I'm like, dude, I had his number saved this entire time. I should have just sent him a text.
That is one thing that I've noticed about you, Steven, and I love you to death, is you communicate so well on social media. Text is hit or miss. When I look at our Tailgate Talks account, which you're spinning athletics, like all your other stuff is attached to it, you have like 15 Instagram messages standing at all times. And I'm like, how the hell can this guy communicate like that?
It ain't easy.
Oh, man. But glad we were able to get you on, man. You're living up in Charlotte now, right?
Yeah, up in Charlotte. Decided to settle here back in, I guess, 22.
Mm-hmm.
We were bouncing around a little bit, obviously, in my career. Every offseason, we ended up coming back here. I met my wife here when I was playing here early on. She's from up this way, and every offseason, we ended up back here just to hang out, family, all of that stuff. So it was only right that we would settle here anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like a lot of the former guys are living in Charlotte now.
It's a lot. Charlotte has a lot of former players, Carolina, like Panther players from all across the league. For whatever reason, Charlotte's a big.
Yeah, there's a bunch of guys like Keem, Melvin, Clowney, Gerard Sinclair, Pierre Thomas, like a bunch of dudes, or I think they're in Rock Hill or just south of Charlotte.
Yeah.
There's a big. Are you downtown or are you in like Rock Hill?
No, I'm closer to downtown area.
Nice.
Yeah.
Charlotte real estate is booming.
Yeah,
booming
everywhere.
That's a good thing. But I mean, now you're in North Carolina, but obviously we're gonna connect this back to South Carolina because you're from Jersey, right? Yep, from Jersey. And G.A. Mangus is the Jersey Whisperer, as everybody said. How the hell did you let him drag you down to South Carolina?
I'm trying to think, man. I think it was like a perfect storm, perfect timing, really. Like you think back, I graduated in 11.
Mm-hmm.
So right around that 2010, 2011 time frame, you had like the Penn State issue with Joe Paterno, all of that. Greg Schiano just left Rutgers to go to take the Tampa Bay job.
Yep.
And like really, all the Northeast schools weren't that great at the time. Outside of those two, UConn, like all the Big East schools at the time, right?
Okay.
I didn't really have a desire to stay up there. Always knew that I wanted to leave Jersey in some capacity. And obviously the SEC was the furthest that I would go and feel comfortable without being, West Coast or 2 hours, 3 hours behind the East Coast.
Yeah, well,
I mean, what about the weather though? That didn't play a factor into it.
And obviously, I grew up in Jersey, so I was tired of snow, the rain, sun setting at 4:30 in the fall, those type of deals. So it
I mean, dude, it's Pat and Dakota were just giving me shit. It's 56 degrees in Tampa, and I've got a hoodie on, freaking beanie on, and sweatpants, socks. I mean, the whole deal.
Yeah, like I wish you would play a game in Buffalo, New York.
Yeah,
I'll pass on that.
not fun.
The coldest game that we experienced during Stephen and I's time at Carolina was, and it was cold as shit,
All right.
was the
Birmingham.
Papa John's Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. It snowed the day we got there. It snowed the day before the game. We played UConn, and unfortunately, they were in the sun. We were in the shade. And like they're dancing around, having a good time. We're freezing our asses off. Was not ideal setup, and go figure, we got our asses kicked.
Yeah.
So,
And I remember the fans were talking shit to us on the sideline.
Well, I remember,
and we're sitting at Jarvis Giles.
Yeah, Jarvis lost his mind.
Yeah, Jarvis did lose his mind. That was the cold makes you do some crazy things, man.
Oh, no doubt.
Well, talk to us a little bit about your official visit here. Actually, was a part of your official visit. I think who exactly was your host?
Ace. Ace was my host.
Ace was your host. I think Steve and I, we met at Jillian's. I think we took you out one night there in 2010.
I think it was Saturday night after the game, obviously.
Yep. Stephen liked to go out on Fridays night before the game. That's a hidden secret that everybody talks about. Stephen was a drunk. He drank before every single game.
You're right. So my official was that Alabama game.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was in October sometime. And at that point, I kind of already knew I was going to be down there. For me, I'm trying to think. It came down to South Carolina, Florida. And that was really it, realistically. I had the top four. I think it was Iowa, Rutgers. We had some ties in the area. One of the coaches, Coach Wilson, up in Iowa. So I had a good relationship with him, but I couldn't go out to Iowa.
It's cold as shit in Iowa.
Yeah. I had a teammate play linebacker. We graduated at the same time. He went out there, but I decided to come down here. And Rutgers obviously was if I wanted to stay home. Florida was the big one, but I think Urban retired right after that.
Yeah, they were on the decline right when that happened.
Yep. Urban retired right after that. They also wanted me to play DB. They wanted me to play corner. And at the time, coming out of high school, I'm 5'9". I'm barely pushing 160. You know what I mean? So like I grew up a Florida fan. Like I always, Percy Harv and Jeff Demps, Chris Rainey, all of those guys.
All the really fast guys that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically. And it just wasn't. I was like, nah. I wasn't feeling the love like that for me to go down there and change a position.
Yep.
Did you play DB in high school?
Yeah. So my first 2 years in high school, really.
Okay.
But like once I got to junior year and I was doing so much offensively, it was just like, I'm just going to play offense. Every now and then, crunch time situations, I would go out there, play corner, play safety. But like it was to the point where for me to change that position and not being a full-time defensive guy in high school at that time, felt like it was a stretch.
Yeah. I know we ask every single guy we've had on here that's played professional ball. Did you play any other sports in growing up?
Yeah, so it was really
obviously track, but
it was really just football, track, and basketball in the winter.
Okay.
But once we got to high school, we had a winter track. So basketball took the back seat, and I just kind of ran winter, spring, summer, and then football in the fall.
Yeah, that was not that I was a track guy, but when I hung up the baseball cleats and basketball cleats, I took on weightlifting and I threw.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was. I mean, there was always something we needed to compete at. I mean, if you're a competitor, you want to be a competitor in all seasons, whether you're playing basketball, baseball, football, soccer, weightlifting, track, whatever it is. Like, if you're an athlete and you're a competitor, you want to find something to compete in. And there's so much carryover in track and field and weightlifting. Obviously, it just made perfect sense to lose a sport that required a certain skill and take on something that's going to be all encompassing, that's going to help me out down the road.
Yep, exactly. But yeah, to get back to the official visit, I mean, obviously you couldn't write that down make a script of that weekend. You know what I mean? Like
That was elite.
number one team coming in. Obviously, you're right on the edge of the brink of being a good program. You're starting to turn it around, and you're trying to get people to sign on. You're trying to get people to come down to the South.
Yep.
You got game day. You hand it to the number one team in the country. Obviously, everything that ensues after that.
Oh, we're trying to burn that place down.
You got the perfect recipe to turn the tables on people who may have been on the fence.
I wonder what the recruiting success rate was from that. Do you remember who all was on your official visit that weekend?
It was me,
It's
Mike Matulis, I think.
Yep.
Me, Mike Matulis. I don't know if Clowney was there or not. I'm pretty sure he was.
Okay.
And then there was one other guy, but I know he committed to Tennessee.
We should have had every 4- and 5-star possible. That would have been 100% success rate.
Yeah.
So, were you a part of the Village Idiot scandal? Were you there when Steven was a bonehead? Really, I was the idiot that night.
Yeah, I don't. All I remember is walking out of the Village, and that whole street right there just got shut down.
Yeah.
Cars out there, windows down, music blasting, and basically everybody in 5 Points was out on that street.
Yeah, I remember that was the night where I reached over the bar and I grabbed like 2 or 3 bottles of liquor and just started passing them out to everybody like I owned the place. And I remember Brian called me in the next day and he's like, "Do you know what happened?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Well, you cost me a decent amount of money." And I'm like, "Yeah, but the line outside was huge and that was because we won." And he's like, "Fair, but yeah, no." But he was cool about it. We hugged, gave a hug and made up. But that was an epic night.
Yeah, I'm being very quiet. I'm married now. I don't want to. I'm not talking about it. We'll move on. Let's move on.
What's the next question? We'll talk about, obviously when you committed here, talk about your first experience of being on campus, first time being a part of the team. Who were like the culture drivers? Who were like the dogs that you looked up to when you got here and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm the SEC now."
Yeah, shit. You come down. I came down in summer too. Jersey got out of high school. Pretty late in June. So I got down there summer 2. I remember it pretty well. Because it was July 4th. We started right after that July 4th. I think July 4th might have been a Saturday. So I remember driving down that Friday, spent July 4th with like family friends that we met down there and then went over to campus. But you talk about just getting thrown in a fire. Like you have no clue what summer workouts are or anything like that. And I'm like, I'm in shape. I ran all summer, right? Obviously I'm coming off a track season and I'm good, but you walk in that building and Fitz is,
yelling at you
at 6 a.m, you know what I mean? And you got T-Camp yelling around and shit. You got Melvin who looked like he's 40 with the wave. I'm like, what the going on? I don't know if we'll make it. You know what I mean? And then you get you get to Thursday finally, and I thought I was in shape. Barely made it through the full gassers. You know what I mean? Touching the line, redoing runs.
Sand pit. If you didn't finish it, you got to go to the sand pit as your punishment. Hey, it wasn't doing it hard enough on the grass. Go do it in the sand pit now because you couldn't do it before.
Sand pit. I think Thursdays was that up downs every 5 yards, the entire field, like shit like that. I'm like, ain't no way I'm making it through this.
In the summer too, man. That was hotter than hell.
Yes. Yeah. But we were young, so we were just getting after it as much as we could. And then obviously all the pain and shit we went through Monday through Thursday, when it hit Thursday night through, Sunday, we made it back up by, going out, obviously hanging out, doing what we did together. And you think about T-Camp, like I mentioned earlier, Melvin, DJ, And then, offensive side, I got Ace, Bruce, Alshon, all in that same room where obviously Alshon just came off in thousand yard year. You got Marcus who did what he did freshman year. So like you kind of have a full spectrum of personalities. Right. Obviously Marcus is that standard, right? Who fits along with Connor as well. Then you got DJ and T Camp, who's way up here with energy, swag, no bullshit. You got, AJ just right along, smooth. You don't know what he just chilling. You wouldn't even know he's in the room half the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you have such a big spectrum of people who are great athletes, and you can kind of find along of what your personality was, what type of athlete, what type of leader you were, and you can kind of shuffle into that subsection of whoever's in there.
Dude, that was a freaking recruiting class. Holy smokes. I'm scrolling through it now. I mean, Drill Adams, Kelsey Coral, Brandon Wiles, Gerald Dixon Jr., Rory, KJ Brent,
Holy shit.
Dion Green, Sean Carson, Cedric Cooper, Mike Matulis, Tanner McAvoy, Shamir,
That's right. Tanner McAvoy.
Brandon Shell, and Clowney. I mean, there's like 7 guys that played in the NFL just strictly from that recruiting class. Hey, I imagine they were there for that Bama game. We did it, Steven. We closed. We sealed the deal.
Jeez.
For sure. The Bama game definitely.
Dude, I haven't heard the name Tanner McAvoy in forever. What the hell is he doing?
I don't know. I would see him periodically throughout my career, like early on when he was out in Seattle, playing.
He got like 8 years. He maybe got more than 8.
He got a good.
Did he really?
He got a good span.
Yeah. Good for him, man. I gotta find his contact information.
Played special teams, like blocked a shitload of punts, like was Mr. Versatile kind of everywhere. Played receiver a little bit. Yeah. He was it's crazy how he figured it out.
We talk a lot about defining moments when it comes to football. One choice can change the entire outcome of a game or season. Moments that seem small often make a substantial impact in the long run, and that is true in all facets of life. Like whom you choose to bank with? Picking the right bank can make a huge difference in finding success. That's why you need to elevate your financial game with Founders Federal Credit Union. Their rates are always competitive, and they've got trusted financial tools that help keep your financial goals on track. Don't forget their service to their membership and community is unrivaled. Get in the game today. Swing by a Founders office near you or visit foundersfcu.com to apply for membership. Founders is federally insured by the NCUA. Membership qualification is required. Looking for the perfect spot to unwind? Steelhand Brewing in Casey has you covered. Whether you're craving a refreshing craft beer or just a great time with friends and family, Steel Hands has it all. With a variety of craft beers, spacious outdoor beer gardens, and a delicious food menu, there's something for everyone. Plus, join them for free live music every Thursday through Sunday. Visit steelhandsbrewing.com to see their lineup of upcoming events or host your own. Handforce and Casey and voted best local brewery again this year. Go visit steelhandsbrewing.com. Hey Gamecocks, at Granger Rowings, style starts with you. From custom fits to emerging brands, they offer a curated selection of women's and men's clothing for work, weekends, and every moment in between. Their stylists take the time to understand your lifestyle, then help you build a wardrobe that fits your needs and feels like you. Shop in store, downtown on Main Street and Trenton Plaza, or book a fitting online at grangerowings.com. Granger Owings, where personal style meets personal service.
But like going into obviously Stephen and Connor, you got there the year that I left. So you saw the competition between Stephen and Connor during that summer. And Stephen, did you partake in fall camp that year? Or was that one of the ones that you did fall camp? You missed spring ball that year.
I missed pretty much every spring ball.
Yep. So
I think the only spring ball I did was just one. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, fall camp I missed when we played against East Carolina in Charlotte.
Oh, that was that.
Yes, that was that year.
Yeah.
Okay. So you that would have been your freshman year, would have been Steven's last year. So the competition, because it was a weird dynamic between Steven and Connor
Oh, for
competing,
sure.
and then
Yeah.
obviously Connor didn't play great the very first game. Steven came in and saved the day, and the rest is history. But um, was curious on who were the guys that really were the most influential when you got there, that made it worth it, made you want to grind through it, and all the tough times.
Yeah. I mean, really, just looking in my room, Ace and Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we were probably at the time that was like my most comparable people as far as play style. Obviously, we're all 5'9", 5'10", whatever.
6'2",
Uh,
6'3".
right? Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's by the way, you know it's Ace's birthday today.
Is it really?
Oh, is it? Okay, I need to shoot
Yeah.
him a text.
Yeah, me too. Shout out,
Happy birthday, Ace.
happy birthday. Yep. Um, so yeah, it was those two. Obviously, Ace was my host, and he was kind of influential through the entire recruiting process anyway. Um, and yeah, I came into that training camp. I felt like I had a good training camp, played well. I think looking back, I think me and Clowney were the only two out of that recruiting class that actually played freshman year that didn't redshirt. So coming out of that training camp, I was confident. Obviously, I knew my role wasn't going to be huge just because we had so many good guys, older guys playing. Um, and then it kind of took a turn right before that East Carolina game that Friday when I got hit with the NCAA sanctions and
Yeah,
stuff.
first
Oh,
four,
Um,
that's
right?
right.
Yep.
First four, and honestly, like I felt like that should just kind of hit me. I just hit a wall, hit a brick wall. Like all that momentum that I had, especially as a young player, you kind of lose all of that. Any confidence, all confidence that you have is very important.
Mm-hmm.
That early first year, um, and then to kind of have those first four games, not being able to play, not being able to be a part of that team, not traveling, all of that type of stuff. Definitely was isolating confidence wise playing, and it definitely took a long time for me to get back on track play wise.
Mm-hmm.
That season ended up not really being the season that I thought it would end up being once I got out of training camp. And then even mentally a little bit, just finally hitting first time really ever getting some type of adversity where I'm not the guy, I'm not playing well.
Mm-hmm.
Normal plays that I'm accustomed to making just don't seem to happen anymore. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, Trying to figure out a way. I mean, like, and even thinking about it, unlocking a memory of like Steven, like driving up to Charlotte with your family so I can be
Yeah,
the game.
yeah.
You know what
Yep.
I mean? Looking back at it, I don't think I realized how big that was for me, like in the mental space part of it and being able to still feel a part of the team. So I want to thank you for that and your family.
I was about to say you jumped. I had that question in the back of my mind waiting, but yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
was. I do remember that, man. I
That
know they
is
still
that is
talk about it,
wild.
and yeah,
Yeah. And
I forgot how that came about. I mean, I don't remember if you just messaged me and you're like, hey man, can I ride with your family up to Charlotte? I don't remember how that whole thing
um,
took place.
I'm sure GA had his hand in it somehow.
Yeah, always.
I would imagine.
Yeah. And I think it probably really had to do with just trying to get me in a good place. I mean, like
Yeah,
it happened as we were walking onto the bus to travel up to Charlotte. So that whatever day that game was, I don't know if it was a Thursday or a Saturday, whatever.
I think it was Thursday.
So that Wednesday, as we're getting on a bus to go drive to Charlotte, they yanked me off. Um, so like in the span of 15 minutes, I'm in my dorm by myself. Nobody's there. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Um, and he's like, we need to figure out a way to get him out of his room and stop sulking, try to get some type of positivity that's going on. So it probably was GA most importantly trying to figure out a way.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing worse than sitting by yourself, dude. You get into that rabbit hole, man.
It was tough.
You're
It was tough. Yeah, and I had 4 weeks of it, and yeah, you look back, you're like you're 18, right? I'm coming off of thinking back like my high school career where like I dominated everything,
right.
Mhm.
football, track, um, you know, world-class honors in track, national champion, all of that type of stuff. Everything that happened, there was never a thought in my mind something going wrong. So now I'm sitting in 4 weeks straight where I know I'm not playing. I'm going out to practice to do what, you know what I mean? And then
Hang out with Fitz.
right,
Roll around in the same pit.
and then Fridays hit, and everybody leaves campus to go to the game. You know, I don't have nothing to do. You know, obviously, when you're on a team, your entire social network, your bubble is the team.
Right.
So when everybody's going to go play a game, and you're the only one, you're the only slat that's in each squad chilling. You're like, I don't even know what to do.
That's the big part about being a part of a team and like having like in your darkest moments, you can always rely on your Bruce, your Nick Jones, your Connor, your Steven, like whoever it is, like can help you get you through those moments because yeah, I mean you're fine and dandy when you're in the facility and you're hanging out with the guys and you're eating lunch. And then when game time hits or travel squad hits and you're going your separate ways, you're kind of like, damn man, where the hell is everybody? Where's my group?
Yeah.
So it's huge, and I think that's a big thing that Coach Spurrier put an emphasis on, and G.A. Mangus and all the coaches that we had on that staff. I mean, I think Craig Fitzgerald was a huge piece of that, was building that culture and the reliance on the guy to your left and the guy to your right. So when you go through those dark times and those moments when adversity hits, you're not going through it alone. And good
I
old
think you're 100% right, dude. And this just made me think about it. I mean, do you remember when Fitz had us like the captains like draft guys to be on their like workout teams?
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I thought that was brilliant.
And then the punishments were as a team, right? I mean, if somebody
Yeah.
missed in your group or was late to something, the entire team had to take the effect. That way, it gave the captain of that team ownership. And no, I mean, there's a method to that madness. Although I hated it, like I think one of the years I got stuck with one of the guys who was a little bit of a party animal and missed a lot of classes and was late to a lot of things. And I made sure after about the first week when we had to do stadiums early and 150 steps on the floors on the Stairmaster, I was like, hey, buddy, you got to get your shit together. I ain't doing this shit much longer. So, I mean, it is. I mean, being a part of a team and a part of culture, and I think Fitz was a huge piece to that. I mean, Coach Spurrier was a great ball coach, could dial stuff up, and obviously, but I think a lot of teams are formed in the weight room as during those winter months, those summer months when you got to get through that workout. And the only way you're going to get through it is by leaning on the guys that you need to.
Literally leaning on him.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
Except for Cliff constantly leaning on me like this.
Yeah.
Heavy ass breathing. I'm like, Cliff, get the off my shoulder, dude.
Yeah.
I'm dying right now too.
Damiere, do you have any? Do you have one or two like Spurrier stories that just jump out to you that are just like always top of mind?
Yeah. I guess it was my senior year. This is when like just started like coming into my own. I had to the touchdown signal, all of that, right? And for whatever reason, I don't think he ever really paid attention to it prior to that year. And
Shocker.
right. And it was a Thursday game. We played Texas A&M. I caught a go ball or whatever, and I threw it up. And it was the first time he ever registered that I did it. Maybe because it was just a long touchdown, and I was the only one there. And I think they made an emphasis that year with celebrations and stuff in the college football landscape in general. And from that day forward, all I got was, Birdman, I didn't know you were a me guy, huh?
He did throw around the me guy around a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think you were a me guy. Rah. I thought you were for the team. Like, what's going on? And I was like, and I'm looking like I've thrown this up at least 8 or 9 times already. Like, this
Coach, I've scored a lot of touchdowns for you. Like, get off my back.
Like, this is not something new. But that's one of them. And I think always just like as you got older, you understand his mannerisms and what he's going to do. And I always remember getting in the team meetings early and kind of sit down. And as he's always standing at the door greeting everybody. But like just noticing, everybody knows, right? And he always said it. He's going to treat you according to how he sees you on the team. All right. And it was just always funny. Seeing and knowing the people he's actually going to shake hands with and the people he's just going to try to give you a little,
Yeah. Hey, my man.
And then wipe his hand off.
and they give you a little bump. And it's just so funny because there's, obviously before you realize what area you're in, everybody tries to go shake a hand, and he'll just seeing the reaction of him.
That's so true.
And
That is the truest thing, man.
watching that person walk up the stairs and sit in their seat, and you're like, damn.
I got a fist bump. I couldn't get a real handshake. And then you reflect back and you're like, damn, when did he start shaking my hand? Has it been 2 years, or how long? When did he start doing this for me?
Dude, that is so funny. That's a hell of an observation. I never thought about that until you just said that.
He was such a creature of habit. I mean, Coach Spurrier was like, how he did one thing one day was how he did it every single day. He did it for a long time, did it at a high level for a long time. I will say, like, funny story for me was, like, he screwed up my name a bunch. He ended up calling me just strictly D-Mark. Hey, D-Mark. Hey, my man. How you doing, D-Mark? Because my uncle played on the PGA Tour for a long time, and so Chris DeMarco and then obviously Patrick DeMarco. So he introduced me as a captain my freshman year, like week 10 or something. I was one of the game captains. And he goes, how about this? We got a freshman captain this week. We got Chris DeMarco. He's like, oh, shit. I'm just going to call you D-Mark from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when I got D-Mark, and my mom ended up being Mrs. D-Mark, and my dad was Mr. D-Mark, and all these other things. Like, he just didn't want to have to clutter his brain with information that he didn't need to clutter it with, which I understand now as a dad of 4. Like, give me less.
Yeah.
Talk about what was your of all the games and the big wins that you were a part of. What was the most lasting longing that still kind of is an impactful game right now?
Yeah. Probably say that Georgia game in.
Is that in 12?
12. Yeah, 12.
Mm-hmm.
That home game where we blow them out early.
Yeah.
And that first game, that first drive, I kind of had that first big play when I went over top and took the ball out of Rambo's hand at that time. I mean, it was kind of like the catalyst to just get it going. I think 2 plays after that, Bruce scored. And then after that, the ball just kept rolling and it was over after that. And for me, that was significant too. After that long ass freshman year that I had, to go up top on. At that time, he was all SEC, all of that type.
Oh yeah,
he was a guy. So to get over top of him, muscle him, especially being who I am, 50-50 balls ain't really my thing, but right to go up there and do that.
Throw it over everybody's head. I promise you cannot throw me.
That was like a moment like, all right, I could do this type of deal. And then obviously we gave it to him. We put a belt on him. So that was a big game.
Well, that's one of those things, and I'm glad you just said that. It's like one of those deals where, you're practicing against, and at the time, when you're a freshman at the school or whatever, you're like, dude, I'm playing against that grown ass man. I'm having to go against the Lindsay twins, the Jasper and Casper Brinkley, like Nathan Pepper. And I'm like, dude, I'm playing against grown ass men. I don't know if I can do this. And then you have a play, and it's like, okay, all right, I'm here for a reason, dude. Like, I can do this shit.
I had that.
So that's a good point.
I had Cody Wells, one of my first practices of fall camp, and I hit him, and it hurt like hell. And I remember getting up, and I looked at him in the eye, and he looked like it hurt him too. And I'm like, okay, so it's equal both sides. Okay, I can do this. And then, I had more of that experience in the NFL because I was hurt my rookie year. And then my second year, I came back, and I'm like, man, I haven't played football an entire year. That opening kickoff of that first preseason game that I played in, I made a big hit, and I'm like, shit, it's the same game I've been playing, just 2 years removed.
Tailgate Talks is powered by Damiere Byrd, South Carolina's premier accident attorneys. If you've been in a truck wreck, car crash, slip and fall, or suffered injury on the job, these guys have the experience to fight for the compensation you deserve. Founding partner Louis Lanier has been battling for South Carolina since 1974, and Shane Burrows brings over 15 years of top-rated trial experience. Best part? They're Gamecocks, and they offer a free initial consultation and will come to you. Give them a call at 803-268-9800 or visit landblawfirm.com. Lanier and Burrows, fierce advocates, local roots, proven results.
Home Team Barbecue is fired up to take care of your tailgate and watch party needs this season. Home Team is known for its smoked meats, creative daily specials, and twists on Southern classics. Smoked wings, ribs, pulled pork sliders, barbecue nachos, or classic sides like mac and cheese and collard greens are the perfect feast to fuel your game day. Round up your friends and give Home Team Catering a shout at catering@hometeambarbecue.com or head to 5 Points for a frozen game changer cocktail and barbecue snacks to celebrate the next Gamecocks big win. Visit hometeambarbecue.com to check out the menu.
Tailgate Talks is brought to you by JCQ Farms, a proud South Carolina family farm rooted in tradition and built on quality. Whether it's their premium beef, farm fresh produce, or their signature smoked meats, JCQ Farms brings the taste of the South straight to your table. Perfect for your next tailgate, backyard barbecue, or family dinner. Remember, always support your American farms because they are drying out each day. Support local, eat better, and stock up for the season. JCQ Farms, where quality meets Carolina pride.
Gamecock Nation, it's time to elevate your outdoor space. Palm Casual Outdoor Furniture, Gamecock owned and operated, has you covered with locations all across South Carolina. Whether you're poolside, tailgating, or watching the Gamecocks dominate in your backyard, Palm Casual has the perfect setup for you. Visit them online at palmcasual.com and gear up for a fall filled with Gamecock victories. Cheers to a winning season from the DeMarco back porch, proudly furnished by Palm Casual.
But going into your going through your kind of career, like your freshman year, like you were like the reverse specialist.
That's all I did.
Touch the ball more on reverses and just get him the ball out in space and let him outrun everybody, which goes into I caught a ball against Georgia in 2010. It was like a Y shallow cross, and if it was you, you would have scored. But Rambo ran me down and tackled me for like an 8-yard gain where you would have scored. So I figured out how to throw that in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So my rookie year, not rookie year, freshman year, it was really like once I got over that hump of the 4-game deal, it was just throw deep, reverse, jet sweep.
Steeler
yep. Mills. And like I think like I wasn't playing a lot. Still trying to get my confidence back. I'm getting maybe 5 or 6 plays a game. 2 of those plays is a deep ball.
Yeah.
Maybe one is reverse.
Gotta make it. Yeah.
And it's like the pressure is so high. Like and to go try to run down a 60-yard bomb from Steven or from Connor, that shit is hard when you're cold.
Oh, I can imagine.
Your hamstrings are a little different than our hamstrings. Like yours take a long time to get warmed up.
Yeah. So like, and I remember like my freshman year, I was a head case. Like I was all over the place, confidence wise. Like between that 4-game suspension and then coming back, the amount of pressure that I probably just put on myself, really, right? Like not realizing, trying to make a play to realize that I can be in this league that I'm supposed to be playing, right? And I remember, I think it was maybe that 2nd game I came back, played Kentucky. Connor threw a great ball, a Steeler. We knew it was going to be wide open all week. And maybe I think I took a too high of an angle, so I had to kind of bend it over into the middle of the hash a little bit, and it just kind of dropped right off at my fingertips. And I was like, God, that was it. Like, that was it. That was what I was waiting for to get back. And I didn't get one of those chances again the entire year, right? Like, after that, right, we're in the SEC. Teams know, like, when I got on the field, they was going to back up.
Yeah.
Or it was going to be some sort of reverse. So, like, after that, I didn't really get it. I didn't get real clean shots to get that back at all. So like that whole year, it was tough just trying to get something. I think I ended the year with one catch.
Damiere, let me ask you this, man, because that brings up a good point. When you have, because we got a guy on the current roster
Yeah,
that's a track guy that everybody's like, why aren't we just sending him deep every play? It's like, first off, that's got to be exhausting,
Yeah.
you know. Secondly, let me ask you this: if you're a guy that obviously track speed, you're going down range, or you're getting reverse, did that ever like, I don't know, was that kind of like a mental like, man, I can run a slant, I can run a curl, I can run a 10-yard out, I can run other routes. Did that ever come into your
oh yeah,
mind?
100%. That my freshman year, big time, right? And I think a part of it is also just you have the trump card. Like you have that card that nobody, like you either have it or you don't. And
Right.
speed is that one. So like growing up, in a sense, not a little bit, but it can hinder your development as a true receiver. Um, Middle school, high school, right? You're the fastest in the state, fastest in the country. All they're going to do by default is just get you the ball in your hands.
Just throw a grenade, yeah, let you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's either going to be throw a grenade, put you in the backfield, and you're going to be a makeshift running back, or we're going to start doing jet sweeps and bubbles. Don't really have a route tree. You don't really like. You may catch well, but you're just so confident you're going to make plays regardless, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I got into college, I still had to develop as a true receiver, right? I still had to figure out what my catch radius was, really focus on catching with hands, things like that. And then when now I'm getting in the game and I know I know I'm only going in the game to run a go ball, a post, a stealer, a mills, or I'm getting a reverse. So like I walk out there and I automatically know. I look at the defense and it's like, okay,
He just backed up 6 steps.
Yeah.
yeah. So like over time as the season goes, it's like I can do more than this, right?
Yeah.
Even to the point of just like let me catch a now, let me catch a bubble, let me catch a slant,
Well, possible Auburn.
let me get some sort of rhythm going, and then that's when the magic happens, right?
Yeah.
Like, when people get in that zone, that flow, they start making catches, they start running routes that they're like, oh shit, I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah.
And it kind of felt like all I was doing was just getting out there and just running straight, and I never had that real opportunity to get in that zone, get comfortable to do it. And it's just by default, like, all right, you're faster than everybody. Let's go. Let's just run past, see what happens. But as you get into the league and you get older, you realize like how many times in the league are goal balls even completed?
Not much.
Not a lot.
And you kind of you realize like that's a low percentage shot. And eventually you manufacture those in games, but like you really only have one or two a game that you try to dial up, and you end up really only hitting them every 2 or 3 games.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was big for me. Like, and I watch Nick as he's developing. Like, he's an even different case than me, where like at least in high school I had some receiver reps, and I was actually playing a little bit of receiver. This kid's coming into college not playing receiver at all.
Yeah.
Right.
In all reality, he had his hand in the dirt coming as a DN, trying to convert him. So like, yeah, he can run as fast as he can, but like track speed and running a deep ball, body control, being able to track the ball in the air like that is completely different.
Different. No doubt.
I can't go out and run 10-3, 10-2, 100-meter speed trying to go track a go ball.
Nope.
And I got glasses, my junk all over, like, you know what I mean? Like, it takes time to learn that, and like now you can kind of see it for him now.
Yeah, he's progressing.
He's progressing, but like for him, because he's been behind the 8 ball of not really being a receiver until college, right? This is for him. Like, luckily for him, he's an insane athlete. Measurables are crazy. Speed, like he's gonna be in the league, but like look for him to be like year 3, year 4 in the league, and he's taking off, and
Yep.
he's doing things that everybody has been waiting for him to do. Just because it takes so long to be a true receiver.
Well, that and I feel like currently right now the pressure that's on him with not having that many other weapons at receiver currently for the Gamecocks, like everybody looks to him like, hey, when are you going to make the play? When are you going to make the play?
Yep.
He's not a crazy confident football player yet. Now he's a freak and he's made some huge plays for us, but he's not a guy that like a Bruce Ellington who just like can do everything at all times. Like give him a basketball, baseball, football, like whatever it is, he's going to be elite at it.
Yeah.
So, but I am excited to see kind of his development this year has been really cool with giving up track last year and just being strictly just football.
And that's big. It's I did it for a little bit trying to do both, and it's tough.
Yeah.
It's too hard if football is what you're if football is the biggest area where you need the development in running track and not being around in some capacity for spring and winter and all of that, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Has he ever connected with you, or has Beamer ever connected in with you?
I never really talked to him. I went down before the last bowl game, practiced a little bit. It was the first time I really met him in person, stuff like that. But we haven't really connected too much.
Yeah, he is a great kid. But I would have thought that somebody through the ball club would have connected you with him and been like, hey, like we pour into this kid. You're a guy who played in the NFL for 10 years, who went through a lot of the stuff that he's currently going through. So that's probably some nuggets that we should pass along to the program going forward.
Yeah, hit me up. They got my number now.
Well, I mean, like in essence, like we're all former guys that played there. Like we're all an open book. We want the program to move forward. Like we're Gamecocks through and through. So like the more that they could rely on us for having some of those conversations with some of the recruits or some of the current guys that are there that are going through stuff, like I feel like we could be a lot bigger of an asset than they allow us to be at times.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree.
All right, who from a teammate standpoint while you're there, who was like the outside of Steven, like who was the village idiot of the team? Like not the village idiot, but who was the team clown and like the funny experiences during your time there?
I'm trying to think, man. I mean, like after you guys left.
After we graduated from being the village idiots.
It's a good answer.
Yeah,
I think
it's really the only answer.
Well,
I mean,
then we started winning more. So
y'all set the precedent. I think the next wave was like
Cody Gibson.
Yes, he was in there, but like before him, it was like think of like Kenny,
Kenny
Miles. Yep, Kenny Miles, Jaredo, DL for a little bit.
Yep.
And then once they left, Cody, Mike Matulis, Will Sport.
Yep.
Will Sport.
Yeah, I mean, like I think thinking back, I mean, like our entire class, we were always out. We kind of moved as a whole for our class. Like everybody
party hard.
Yeah, everybody was there. Like our for the most part.
And that's what makes successful teams, man. I know Pat talks about it almost every single time we have a guest on here. It's like, dude, we did everything as a team. Like it wasn't just the quarterbacks. It wasn't just Pat and I and hosting a thing. Like we had kickers, DBs, everybody out there.
Pat Fish. Forgot about Pat.
Yes,
yeah. Pat Fish, holy shit. That damn guy.
We had so many good dudes that were a part of the team during our era. No wonder why we had so much success in the field, because we enjoyed each other. We loved each other. We hung out. It wasn't forced. It was so natural. It was so cool, man. Looking back on those moments, obviously we had the 2010 reunion when we played Alabama a couple weeks ago, and just to be back around a bunch of those guys was so cool. Like it just, it's like when you connect with somebody from a locker room standpoint and like they become a true brother of yours, like you haven't seen them in 7 or 8 years, 10, 15 years, and you see them and it's like you pick like you were with each other yesterday.
Yep.
It is so cool. There's nothing like it.
No, I mean, seeing Cliff Gathers. I mean, I talk to Cliff Gathers via Facebook all the time, and like seeing him up there for that game, this mother. I mean, I'm not a small guy. This son of a bitch picks me up and like lifts me up. I'm just like, put me down, dude. I'm
Stop.
36 years old. Put my ass down.
Your feet are carrying.
But
Stop.
it was just so cool, like getting a chance to see all those guys and hanging out with them. I mean, it's like, we never left.
All right, Damiere, what was the biggest play, the most memorable play that you remember making as a Gamecock?
Had a few, I guess. Let's see. Got a couple. So sophomore year UAB, I went 94 or whatever. That was my first one in my career. Kentucky home game, I guess that was junior year. That was that pink out game that everybody, back in the day when we all wore pink.
Yep.
That was a good play. Tennessee, that same year down in Tennessee, where we lost it. We ended up losing that game by a field goal, but that was like my first game truly started at X, went for like 100 yards, went crazy for a little bit. And that game in particular stands out the entire time because obviously you always look for those games that kind of catapult you to the next level or whatever milestone you're trying to get to. And that was one of those for me.
4 for 121 in a TUD. That's pretty damn good. I mean, you were such a big play guy. Like when the ball was in your hand, you always were like the explosive play dude, like every single time. And I mean, but part of that goes into like, how do you think that affected your like draft stock and your transition to the NFL, just going from the big play guy to being an every down guy and kind of stepping in when he made to the NFL? Like, how did that translate over? Did that hinder you? Did that help you?
Probably a little bit of both. Like when you're coming out, they want to see consistency. They want to see what you can be every day, every down. Especially in the category that I was in, right? Speed guy, over the top, take the top off. But, production's not always there. Targets wasn't always there, whatever the case may be. So there was a question mark there. Obviously, you're a great athlete. You can do everything. You can do well with the ball in your hands, but can you play every down? Can you be called on every time? So that kind of hindered me. I think what was the good thing about it over my career was just learning what it kind of already going through what it meant to be ready at all times and being consistent when your number was called. Right, a big thing in the NFL. Right, you may be out there for 40. You may only get 20 plays. You may be out there for 30 plays, but you may only get 2 or 3 targets. Right, and it may be a third and 5, a third and 8. And the only target you get in the game is that one right there. And what are you going to do with it?
Right.
So that was a big, especially in college for me. Like I knew, okay, I was only going to get one big ball, right? I was only going to get a couple good targets. And if I don't capitalize on the first one, I'm probably not going to get a second one or a third one, right? Because we had so many guys who could play, right? One team we got, one year is AJ, Ace, Bruce, Nick. The next year it's Ace, Bruce, Nick, me. The next Farrell comes along. The next Debo is redshirt freshman. The next Shaq Rowland. It's so many guys that if that first target,
it's a production based business. Like who's got the hot hand today?
So and that's Spurrier too. He's like, all right, the next guy up.
And that was a big thing. That was also a good, that's always in the back of your mind too, right? Where like Spurrier was big on, this shit doesn't look good on Wednesday. I think we're not going to call it, and he's going to tell, and he tells it to your face, like, you know what, we're not going to call it. You just can't do it. You can't do it. Like,
such an asshole.
You know what I mean? And you like 21, and you like mother. You're like, all right, bro, leave me alone, man. Like, just run the tape. You know what I mean? And it's like, that. And at the time, you're like, I can't stand this mother. I I got to be perfect every day to get my one play. And
How do you think I felt, brother?
That's
Are you
true.
shitting me?
you know what I mean? And like, you don't, when you're in it, and you're not really thinking about it. At the time, you're 20, 21, right? And you're like, I'm trying to get my shit now. Like, I'm not,
Right.
I need these reps. I need these catches. I'm trying to get to the next level. But like, big picture, if you do end up getting your foot in the door in the league, like, you already kind of have that foundation of, okay, I need to work my way up the ladder. All right, I'm a fourth, fifth receiver. That's a punt returner. When I do get these targets in a game, even if it's one or two, I got to make the most of it.
Oh
And
yeah.
and then eventually next game down the line, I'll get 3 or 4. Somebody gets hurt. Now I'm out there 50 snaps a game. And,
Yeah.
that's kind of what my career was. Started off first year and a half practice squad.
Mhm.
Made the team that second year, but I was that inactive guy. Third and fourth year, I was all special teams. I'm running down on kickoff. I'm one of
Just a grinder.
I'm one year I'm starting off front line on a kick return. I'm like, what am I doing?
just take a slow charge. Take a slow charge.
It's not even me. I can't even it's not even in my bag of traits. But eventually, we got promoted to being the returner, being the full-time punt returner, being a full-time kick returner, and then eventually parlayed all of that into a rotational receiver, and then having a few years where being a full-time starter where I was seeing 30, 40 snaps a game easily.
Yeah, you had an incredible career. I mean, because you lasted a full decade, right? Did you get 10?
Yeah, so I got 9 credited, 10 I was around like training camp, stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, either way, man. As an undrafted guy to survive that long in that league just shows how versatile you were, and to be the guy that was only the speed, take the top off, track guy, but to be able to be as versatile as you were, to be a starter at times, to be the ultimate teammate, to be the returner, to be able to kind of fit the bag wherever you needed to fit it. Just goes a testament to who you are and your hard work and the adversity you overcame early on at Carolina, and then end up flourishing for as long as you did. You finished in Atlanta, right?
yeah. The last full year I had was in Atlanta in 22. Came back here that next year in 23. I tore my hamstring tendon. Um, and shit, that's me. So that was the beginning of the end there.
He said, that's me.
Well, I mean, after an incredible NFL career, obviously you got a great education from South Carolina. But what have you spurted into, and what are you up to now?
Yeah, man, I got so I have a roofing company up here in Charlotte.
Mhm.
Started that February.
Okay, awesome.
Got into that. It's a franchise, so I bought into that early this year.
What's the name of it? Tell the folks what it's called.
Yeah. Humble Roofing. Here go the logo right here. You know what I mean? Throw it up.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I got into that. Been building, growing that. So trying to get that on track.
Is that just residential? Do you do commercial stuff too, or?
Yeah. So right now we're mainly residential. As we grow, we'll probably get into some commercial right now, but mainly residential, shingle, metal, a little bit of tile. Anybody in the Charlotte area, any Gamecocks? We got a lot of Gamecocks in the area, so
Yeah.
I mean, the second most amount of people that listen to the show outside of Columbia is in Charlotte.
yeah. So
According to the spreadsheet, Pat.
According to the spreadsheet, I've made a lot of spreadsheets.
Analytics.
Like your spreadsheet.
Damiere, how and why did you get into roofing? If you don't mind me asking.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, right? Like I'm the dude.
You can make a lot of money in roofing. Roofing's a good business to be.
Right. Obviously, like I think holistically, I was looking at an investment to where roofing was recession proof. Obviously, big ticket. You make a lot of money in it, and then specifically in the franchising area, expansion, location, things like that it made sense. You know what I mean? I'm not throwing out a bunch of money to build up a McDonald's or a Chick-fil-A or something like that. It's just hire somebody, shit, even do it myself, find a crew to do the work, get a truck, and let's make it happen. Find some leads, yard signs, door hangers, whatever the case may be. So the initial overhead was a lot lower compared to the potential ROI on it. It just made sense.
Yeah,
and right now, like I said earlier, when we first started, Charlotte real estate right now is
booming,
and all trades.
A lot of houses going up, a lot of older roofs that need to get fixed and all that stuff too. I mean, that was a big part of when Steven and I initially started talking about this. It was, we wanted to highlight guys that played at Carolina and made a huge impact, but also to highlight what they're up to now. It's like, if there's 2 or 3 people in Charlotte that need a new roof or are looking to build a new home, and like we can tee up relationships with Damiere Byrd, let's freaking go. That's what it's all about. Gamecocks helping Gamecocks.
Hey, and right now I'm showing up to doors now. I'm doing inspections. We're rocking and rolling. So if you book an appointment, you're most likely going to see me.
That's great. I mean, that's a tried and true. You spent a decade in the NFL. You grinded your butt off. You got to Carolina. You weren't a polished receiver when you got there, but damn sure in those 4 years, you became pretty damn polished. So that's one thing about a Gamecock student athlete is like we know how to get after it. In all regards. So 100%. huge tribute and testimony to you and your work ethic.
Yeah, we had no choice. I mean, Fitz. And then you get Joe Conley after that. And then, you got everybody from Keem to DJ to T-Camp to you guys. Like there was no cutting corners or missing workouts or not touching the line on gassers. Like you had to.
Hey, we sure shit try sometimes though.
I mean, we try. Oh, for sure. For sure.
I know I did. Hey, I just got caught every damn time.
Yeah.
The details matter. I was I'm coaching my Weston, who's 9, his little league flag football team, and we won 20-0 last week, but we only had 5 possessions on offense, and trying to explain to them is like it's 6-on-6, and like if one of you 6 don't do your job on this play on offense, the play's not going to work. It's not. It requires every single one of y'all being perfect on every play. But like. In baseball, we don't have to be perfect every play. I can play right field and the ball's just not hit to me. And I'm like, yeah, that's the luxury of baseball. Football's different. Like you have a job and you got to execute every single play. But dude, appreciate you joining us this week. I know. Do you make it back down to Columbia much?
No, I was trying to get down this year, but we had our first daughter early in September.
Congratulations!
So get down there. Thank you.
How you guys gonna have some more or what?
I mean, we're doing good right now. We'll wait.
Wait a minute.
We got our head above water right now.
Yeah, we're good right now, but we'll see once she starts running around and starts talking to see how we handle it.
No doubt.
One is always the hardest. The first one, and the more you stack on. I mean, we have 4. We're 9, 7, 4, and 3, and then Stevens are like you're 36. So Memphis is 18.
18, Celia's 11, and then Scarlett's 2.5.
Yeah, so he's got all spectrums right now. Mine are still innocent little shitheads. But no, it's awesome. But dude, if you do come down, I'm here in Columbia. I'd love to get together. Are you? I know a lot of the guys in Charlotte are golfing. Have you got the golf bug yet?
I need to get into it. I did for a little bit, and I would get into it every off season, and then. Once training camp started or something, my hamstring, my shoulder, or something pop up, you kind of put it down for a little bit. But now with this, I got a little bit more time. No, never mind. I got the little girl. So
yeah. Now's not the time to pick up golf.
We're working on it.
Oh, that's great. Well, we appreciate all you did during your time as a Gamecock and everything you're about now still and representing the university the right way. Blessings to the new business and the franchise and roofing. Hopefully some of our listeners will tap in and give you a shout. And next time you're down in Columbia, let's get up.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, we got to make something happen, dude. It's been way too damn long.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been too long.
Well,
for sure. I appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Good to catch up.
Yep. See you, dude.
Yep.
See you.